Welcome back to Mac Talks Football. And the thing that a lot of Manchester United fans wanted from over an year has finally happened. Erik Ten Hag has been sacked by Manchester United as their manager, and he will be replaced by Ruud van Nistelrooy as an interim coach until Manchester United go ahead and look for another manager. And now I have my views on it before the season started. I had my views on it during the international break when a lot of us expected him to get the sack, but they did not sack him during the summer. They did not sack him during the international break. They have decided to sack him now. It is like I really don't think he should have been sacked, and I'm not saying it as a banter or anything, but it is quite clear something needed to be changed at that club. Because yeah, but the thing is, it's people are gonna come in and blame the manager and whatnot. But it's the players. I've been saying this. I say this in the when in the preseason when I made the prediction for the Premier League and all that stuff. I said that it is the players. If you can name like Bruno Fernandes, Casemiro, Marcus Rashford. These are all senior international players. The way that they are playing, it just shows that they don't really care. They are not bothered about it. That club, Manchester United, is basically rotten to the core. There is the players are not doing anything. The manager is in all sort of distress. What is going with the ownership? You have this new ownership coming, and they have not really done anything to prove that they are gonna take the club forward. You still have Glazers at the club. Old Trafford is is being bulldozed, and the club is really in a chaos. And it's very easy to pinpoint Erik Ten Hag because he's the man in charge. He is the manager. But it has been the same since basically Fergie left, and it has been a lot of player power. The players are controlling the dressing room, and it has affected because I keep on saying when people come at Ten Hag and they want him to go. You cannot have you had Solskjaer, you had Mourinho, you have Van Gaal, you had Ragnick as well. Like so many managers came in. All of those managers cannot be wrong. Like, let's be very honest with you. We are talking about world-class managers here, people who have won the league, people who have won international competitions as well. So it's not that all these managers are wrong. You have so many players. Like for example, yesterday's game, United missed about 5 chances in the first 20 to 25 minutes. That is not Ten Hag's fault. It is not fault that Garnacho cannot hit an open net. It's not his fault that Højlund cannot score. It's not his fault that Dalot cannot put the ball in the back of the open net. It's not Ten Hag's fault. Is he technically not up to the level to the other manager? Maybe, but it's not that he's at that bad. You remember his first season when he came in, it was a breath of fresh air for United. They were playing a lot better. But as the seasons go on, when United start going down, and again I would say it's the same with every manager. So it's not that the moment when they come in for season, their ideas are starting to work, and then the second season when they start to implement changes, and when they realize that there are players that are not really putting in the shift for the club, there are players who are not really, or able to adjust to what they are trying to do, and then they start calling these players out, then it becomes a problem for them. I mean, the same happened with Mourinho, same happened with Van Gaal, it happened with Solskjaer as well, it happened with Ragnick as well. Now it has happened with Ten Hag. So that is the main problem at Manchester United. I will say it again: the player power at Manchester United is too much. You have so many players who don't deserve to be there at the club. I don't know what these players are still doing at the club, and it is gonna continue. Now they have sacked Ten Hag. They have brought in Ruud van Nistelrooy. I don't know how long he's going to last, and this is another problem of why they are the timing of them sacking Ten Hag. Like when it was international break, after that Villa game, everybody expected him to get the sack. That was the time to get the sack. You sack the manager. You have about 2 weeks to bring in a new guy. He can have a couple of days, or almost 3-4 days with his team. He can see what is how his players are doing and whatnot, and then he can start doing his work. That he can start implementing his style. He can see what he needs to do with the squad. Now you have sacked Ten Hag, and I'm pretty sure they don't really have a replacement for him. It's evidently clear they don't have another guy a backup. So Ruud van Nistelrooy is gonna be their manager for the foreseeable future. What he will do, it's another wrestle. But it was obvious, to be very honest with you, that he was gonna get the sack. Like 9 games in, you have lost 4 of them, three wins just, and then in the Europa League you have played three. All three of them have been draws, and I think the problem with Ten Hag this season especially is like the arrogance, or I don't know what it is, or is the delusionment. The word I don't know what he thinking, like after the Europa League game, and he said we are very hard to defeat. Like I don't know what he's saying in those interviews. Like even as you can look at it as better, like our fans are gonna look at it and they're gonna banter the hell out of Man United fans. But even Man United fans are just listening to it and they're like, what the hell are you talking about? They are bad. It's not that it's not like they are good. Like last weekend they were so good. It was it was a great performance from Manchester United. And this week in the first 25-30 minutes, that's what I'm saying, that you cannot blame Ten Hag quite completely. Like if they United take their chances in that first 25-30 minutes, they would have been 3-0 up, and then we would not be sitting here and talking about Ten Hag getting the sack. That is the problem. But of course there needed to be some change at that club. But I will say it again, it doesn't matter whether they have sacked Ten Hag or not. It is not gonna get any better. Maybe they are at 14th currently. Maybe Van Nistelrooy comes in and you have a couple of good wins, breath of fresh air, a new manager. A new manager always has a bounce. But what it's gonna do, it's not like Ruud van Nistelrooy is gonna go ahead against a Pep. He's gonna go ahead against Arteta. He's gonna go ahead against Slot or Maresca, all of these guys, and he's gonna outperform them. And Manchester United are certainly gonna be the best team, football playing team in the world. It's not gonna happen. It is it's not just one person. I will say it again. I'm not saying it's as a banter or something that Ten Hag should not have been sacked. It's a fair reality. I just don't believe he should have been sacked unless until you have an amazing replacement. And the thing is they don't, and I think it is going to be even far worse what they are in currently, if we are being very honest, because Ruud van Nistelrooy, like, he has not really managed any big club. He was their assistant, Ten Hag's assistant. So it's going to be interesting what he's going to do. And his first assignment basically in the Premier League is going to be Chelsea. That's such a big game. And if what has happened this week and the way that they are playing, I just don't see any result. I think they are going to get the winning. I really thought that they were not going to sack him today. And in my head, if it happened, I think it was going to happen next week when they got battered by Chelsea, because I think they are going to get battered by Chelsea. The way they are playing, you cannot, and the way that Chelsea are playing, but he's gone. Like now United have paid him good amount of money as well. Like this is the thing, they keep on bringing these good managers. They have one good season, 1.5 good season, and then everything goes to shit again. It is the same thing for the last 10-12 years, and I just don't know how it's gonna stop. Because again, I keep on saying it's not the manager. You cannot say that so many managers came in and all of them were at fault. It is the players at the club, and there are so many players who have been still here since like Van Gaal's days. So it is that's hegemony of the players that is affecting United. They have connections with the agents, they have connection with the media, and the moment something start to go wrong, or the manager starts to question them, you start getting these leaks where the manager is doing this, where the manager is doing that. Again, and they think that today, this day again vindicates Cristiano Ronaldo. A lot of Manchester United fans came at him and sort of made him the devil, and started to say that he went against our club and whatnot. But whatever he said, is all of those things that Cristiano Ronaldo had said have become true. Ten Hag is not really able to manage superstar. The club is not in a good state, not in a financial good state. The stadium is not in a good well-being. There are players that are not ready to train, not ready to give 100% to your club. Like everything that Ronaldo said, he said the club is rotten from top to bottom, and it is true. You can see it clearly. Like it is not even a question. And now again another, it is like Ten Hag has been made a scapegoat. I know a lot of people are not gonna agree with it, but I still think, and no, he's not the first one. It has happened to before to other managers. You cannot sack players. That's the main thing. You cannot sack players, but you can sell them. But then again, United's negotiations and whatnot have been so poor that these players cannot be offloaded as well. I mean, they wanted to get rid of Harry Maguire, but because of his wage, nobody was able to take him. It's the same with Marcus Rashford. Like, I don't understand how this guy is still at the club after what he has done. He's literally done nothing. to cement his place, and the arrogance that the guy has. I think Casemiro is gonna go this season. Bruno Fernandes, I don't think he has had a good game for United in about an year or a year and a half. But he's the club captain. He doesn't really perform. I think he is one of the probably one of the biggest. I don't know what biggest sleazebags. If I'm being very honest with you, I think all these players, they have the power and they have these agents, and of course the club knows that we cannot do anything to these players, and they are basically scared. There's so much player power at that club, and that is why every manager that comes in gets thrown under the bus. When Ole came in, it was all hunky dory. He's a United legend, and he's gonna be very good, and he was good when when he came in the first season, when the half season. It was a fresh thing. They just wanted to see how he's gonna do, and it was good. That's the moment he starts, putting in discipline, start exploring his idea, and these players realize that our positions are in jeopardy. We are not able to be, we are not gonna get a lot of game time. The performance started to drop. Same with Ten Hag, same with Mourinho, and it's the same pattern. And I think maybe Ruud van Nistelrooy comes in, and we have Man United win, let's say 5 of the next 6 games. The Manchester United go atop, and everybody's going to give the job to Van Nistelrooy. I still remember that. Rio Ferdinand clips always at the wheel and whatnot, but we saw what happened with that. So it is a bonkers to me that this is happening at the club at the magnitude of Manchester United. It is basically corruption. The club, there are so many things wrong at that club, and Erik Ten Hag, unfortunately for him, has been made the scapegoat. But the thing is, not completely. It was his fault as well. A lot of the games, a lot of the lineups, a lot of his decisions have been questionable. But is he the main reason that why Manchester United are here? I don't agree. I think if he has other players, I think Manchester United are not in this position. Erik Ten Hag is not a bad manager. He's a very good manager. He can easily. The thing was, Manchester United wanted to be in the top 4, and Erik Ten Hag is the type of the manager who will get you in the top 4 if he had a better squad. That's the main player, and if he had players that really wanted to play for him, that is the main thing. He has a squad that doesn't really care. They're just happy to sit back and earn money, and that's what's happening at United. And he has been let go. Now the interesting thing, they say that Ruud van Nistelrooy is the interim coach. We're gonna see how long it's gonna last, because it's not like when Ole came in and they just had less game, about a couple of months to go. This is just we've still played 9 games in the Premier League. We're still in October, so it is a big week, and they need to bring someone in. I don't think they are going to keep Van Nistelrooy for the entire season. Now the question is who they are going to bring in, and that is why I said during the international week that if they want to sack him, they should sack him now. After that Villa game, whether they won, whether they lost, whether they drew, they should have sacked him. But they did not. They have sacked him now. Unfortunate for us, Ten Hag to go. Always unfortunate to see someone lose his job, but it was sort of expected, especially what was happening. Like you knew it, he was gone, and he has gone. Unfortunate for for Ten Hag, but I think a lot of United fans would be happy that he's gone. We'll see what happens next. Anyway, I wanted to do a story, a video about Manchester United with what has happening, and now Ten Hag is finally gone before I made that video. So yeah. Unfortunate for Ten Hag, a lot of Man United fans are happy. So yeah, that is it for me in this video. Let me know what you guys think of the entire situation. Do you think he should have been gone? Do you think it's not him, it's the other things at play at the club? Well, let me know what you guys think of all of this in the comment section below. I like the video, share it as well, click on the notification bell, and of course subscribe to the channel. We are trying to get to 400 subscribers before the month of October, and so please go ahead and subscribe and help the channel in growing. So please go subscribe. Until next time, bye bye.